Thank Tuesday. This week, I'm talking about something very simple. I'm talking about simplicity in your advertising message. So I was going through a list. I was wanting to see, let's back up. Let's talk about what we see every single time we turn on the TV. And it's sales events. So last night, I'm watching TV. And I'm seeing sales event after sales event after sales event. And it really got me to thinking, as a marketer, as an ad agency guy, that some of the sales events that I've been involved in, some of the sales events that I've thought about and created and implemented for clients over the years, and I'll tell you what, there's been some doozies. For example, Shocktober. Shocktober is one of the sales events we started years ago. But let me go through a list of sales events, and you'll see where I'm going to go with this, because I'm talking about simplicity in advertising. And I want you to give me your comments, definitely. If you've got comments, if you think I'm completely off base, I want you to tell me. If you agree with me, I want you to tell me. And I want you to share the video if you're watching this on Facebook Live. So, all right, here we go. The dollars and cents sales event. Let me say that again. The dollars and cents sales event. Does that make sense to you? Do you know what they're offering you? Do you know what this sales event's about? Is this a sales event for what kind of company? But anyway, all right, let's go to the next. And we've heard this one several times. Summer sales event. What does that mean? Am I going to go in and be able to get a savings on a bathing suit or something? What exactly is the summer sales event? And what does it mean to me? How does it pertain to me? Is it going to motivate me to purchase? And that's really the point I'm trying to make here. By us adding titles or names or themes into our sales event, does that motivate us as a shopper to get off the couch and go purchase? Whether we're doing it, on our app, on an app, or whether we're going into the store. So the next one, and this one, I know we all know this one, the President's Day sales event. What does that mean? What exactly does that mean? Why do we need to say the President's Day sales event? How about the spectacular sales event? Or what about this one? And if you can think of who this is, if you can comment in the comments of whose sales event this is, I'm going to send you a coffee mug. Okay, so here it is. Dream Garage. Again, Dream Garage sales event. What is the Dream Garage sales event? Does that mean, what does that really mean? And again, I'm asking the question, does that motivate you as a shopper just by them calling it the Dream Garage sales event? The next one, Winter of Savings. What is that? All right, Spring It On. That's cute. Spring It On. I guess they're saying bring it on. But anyway, how about the Flip It sales event? The Big Move sales event, and December to Remember. So, put in the comments some different sales events that you've seen that you just kind of scratch your head and you go, what exactly is that? What does that mean? So what I'm talking about with simplicity in advertising in our sales events, do we really need a Shocktober sales event? Do we really need, a President's Day sales event? Why don't we just cut to the chase? A sales event that just kind of says it all, that's easy, is the red tag sales event. Macy's red tag sales event. So you think about it. Macy's runs this sales event. It's a short-term sales event. And you go in, and let's say you go into the men's suits, and in the men's suits, you see all the suits hanging up, and you'll see a suit over there, and it's got a red tag on it. And you'll see a suit over there, and it's got a red tag, and a suit over there, and it's got a red tag. So they've got these suits spread through all of the racks, and some of them had red tags, a lot of them don't. So you're drawn to that suit with the red tag. You look at it, and you're like, I don't really like that suit, but maybe I like the one next to it. Oh, it's not on sale. So they're using the red tag sales event to really tell you it's crystal clear. Come on in, and anything with a red tag, it's on sale. And there's the price on the tag. So simplicity in advertising. So to kind of make my point, like the President's Day sales event. So it's President's Day sales event. I go to your website, you're advertising President's Day sales event, and granted, maybe you have all the point of purchase and all that stuff in your showroom and on your lot or whatever it might be. But what does that really mean? What is it that's actionable for me as a consumer? At the Macy's Red Tag sales event, there's an actual item. I go in, I look at the inventory, the clothing, whatever it might be, the suits, I see a red tag, I'm drawn to the one with the red tag. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this one, but I also like this one, I like that one. So think about that. I hope I'm making sense. Mike, am I making sense here?
Making sense, yeah.
Okay, good. And I think about that years ago, some of the marketing fathers, the fathers of marketing that started it back in the days of like Ogilvy and J. Walter Thompson and some of the great, boy, I'm just getting all excited about this. Some of the great copywriters, they talk about simplicity in a sales event, simplicity in your sales messaging, simplicity in your message, whether it's a sales event or not. I mean, because you can't always have a sales event, regardless of what industry. You can't always be sales event, because you cry wolf too many times and then people don't think it's a sales event. But let me take this a different approach, because I'm not saying all, I guess, sales event names that are kind of off the mark, that don't really mean anything, are bad. Case in point, Toyotathon. We've all heard Toyotathon. But what Toyota has done with Toyotathon is they've branded that sales event year in, year out, over and over and over. So when we see the commercials, when we hear the commercials, whatever it might be, it's Toyotathon. Okay, hey, this is a national sales event. It has meaning behind it. And there's an advertiser that I know that's very successful. And what he's done is he's branded his sales event that he does it, and I'm talking about here locally in the Schenectady, New York market, but of course he's one of the largest Hyundai dealers in the world. And he has his sales event that happens every August. And he's programmed shoppers in this market, Syracuse, it goes on, he's all over the country. But he's programmed shoppers in the various markets. When he does a sales event, people know it's truly a sales event. So he's branded that. I also have a friend that's out in Maryland, and he's been doing the same sales events. Granted, he doesn't have a ton of them. He has around 4 to 5 a year of these sales events, but he's branded them year after year after year, that the market knows that the month of May is blank sales event. He has the point of purchase material. He has the signage, the stuff that's hanging in the showroom, the thing, the signage on the vehicles, the graphics, the banners, everything. And it was created years ago, and he keeps on reusing it. But a lot of times in our entrepreneur mind or our marketing mind, if we're not always reinventing the wheel, then we're probably not doing what we should be doing. We feel like we always have to be, tweaking and monkeying and trying to improve and trying to make it better. And while I do agree with that to a certain degree, but why not go with simplicity? So when you advertise your messaging, that someone can go, yes, I know exactly what that sales event means to me. I know exactly how I'm going to save money. And I think, just go back to the Macy's Red Tag sales event. It's simple. It's effective, it's to the point, because so many times I think what happens with marketers and business owners is we try to get so creative to try to be different than anybody else that we completely miss the point. What about the Super Bowl commercials recently? You watched the Super Bowl commercials and there was something that was really interesting, really cool that happened in a commercial, but I think it really went unnoticed. And what am I talking about? Mike, any idea what I'm talking about here?
The live commercial?
The live commercial. So that was Snickers, right? I think it was a Snickers commercial. I think. So that's pretty bad. I can't even remember. But I think it was a Snickers commercial, and they did it all live. But so they got so creative in what they were doing about creating this live commercial and, this fantastic set, and they had to read their lines live, and they talked about the score real quick, that after you watched it and then they told you it was live, you were like, who was that? What are they selling? What do they want me to do? What's the next action that I need to do? They completely missed the point. So there's a lot of great advertising out there, and there's a lot of not so effective advertising. Geico. When I say Geico, you know exactly what it is. And I'm not necessarily talking about sales events, but you know what they're talking about, because they don't do sales events. But it's save 15% or more and 15% or less. So, when you're creating your messaging, my point is simple is best. Go with simplicity in your advertising. Make sure your message makes sense and that the person knows exactly what you're trying to tell them. And let's get away from spring it on, flip it sales event, the big move sales event, December to remember. Simplicity in advertising. That's your tip for this week, and I'll see you next week.